If you could manipulate one of the 4 elements, which one would you choose, and why? Water, because some people deserve to be pee-slapped. Earthbender. I'm a simple man. All I want to do is bend metal. Whenever I think about this, I worry about being captured and studied for science. So I'm going with air, because it's probably the easiest one to get away with, as long as you don't start fucking flying. Water, so that I could easily convert salt water into drinkable water. That's one of the reasons. The other is, so I could be a bloodbender. Air, because there are so many fucked up possibilities. No breathing for you. Choke me harder, element master. Earth seems like it's way better. Metals count as earth, as well as rocks. Uranium is a rock. Boom. Give your enemies radiation sickness. Earthbend, because I could fly, defend myself, build structures, and shoot dirt balls at people in public randomly. Hopefully without them seeing where it came from. You forgot making earth spikes fly up your enemies' buttholes. I'm not wasting the best part on my enemies. 100% airbending. Reasons. Can't reach the remote. Airbend that shit to me. Want me to lift something super heavy? Airbend that shit in the air. Kill someone. Make a vacuum. Having trouble in the bedroom? Airbend assistant for extra thrust. Can airbend to control other elements such as water/earth. That fucking ball to ride. I'd be an amazing magician. Oh shit, my house is on fire. Airbend that shit out of here. Bloodbending. I would use it to steer people away from my cube, so I can get my shit done in peace. Everybody in this thread is assuming they can do the advanced shit. I'd be Bender, bending Rodriguez, bending metal, smoking cigars, and drinking booze. Water, so I could give myself an enema and still keep both hands on the wheel. Shooting and getting. I like it. Earth for similar reasons. Earth seems the most practical today. Also I want to build my own pool for free. If you could bend water you could just bring your pool with you anywhere. Air. Faster commute to work. Amazing. You become an airbender and are still worried about best pleasing the corporate machine. Guru Lagima didn't detach your worldly tethers, so you can commute to work faster. Earth, because it has the most sub-element. Sand, lava, metal, etc. Water has a decent amount. Ice, plant, blood, sweat, etc. Fire. Fire is cool. Finally, all these motherfuckers out here talking like they'd be bloodbending or flying with airbending. No way. They'd be able to do basic bending if that, and sure as hell wouldn't be pulling off advanced tech with lethal force that only a select few could in universe. But with firebending you have an employable talent, a constant weapon on hand, universal access to heat, very necessary for human survival, relatively low skill access to enhanced jumping, at the very least, if not flight. Earthbender, make billions with mining operations, and could build a sick rock fort, not a castle, but like a giant version of a shitty fort with a dirt floor and no roof, maybe a small cave for when it rains. Water, I want the healing. Water, I want to bend the cum right out of my balls. Air, it's everywhere. Air, because falling to your death is avoidable. You could also stay on the ground. Earthbending, I'm a big dude and the style is conducive to heavy forceful movements. I hate wearing shoes, so earthbending would be a great way to explain why they're off. I suppose a smart answer would be water, because our planet is like 98% water, but I'm not very smart, and I like dirt, so I want to be an earthbender. You know we live on a rock, right? I'm not very smart. That's really a tough call. It all has to do with the unusual applications of each. With airbending you can do things like force choke people, pull the air right out of their lungs, fly, manipulating air currents, lift, and drag, create shock waves. Hell, you can even create sounds out of thin air, since sound is just a wave that vibrates air at a certain frequency. You can create heat and fire by vibrating the molecules of air at high speeds. You can alter weather patterns, both local and global, create tornadoes, hurricanes, and downbursts. With firebending you can create plasma, fusion, fission, welding, propulsion, heat. You can generate free electricity, create powerful explosions, radiation. With waterbending you can control the most abundant resource on our planet. Nearly every living thing is made up of some degree of water. You can bend the water right out of something, causing it to turn to dust. You can finally dry out that phone you dropped in the water. You can create rainstorms, thunderstorms, and tsunamis. With earthbending you can create entire homes out of stone. You can create massive earthquakes, dust storms, quicksand. You can create complex macrocircuitry that even we struggle with today. You can create volcanoes, change the magnetic properties of stone, possibly even shift the core of the planet itself. Fire, so I can shoot lightning out of my fingers like Palpatine. Let's be real here. I don't care how useful or utilitarian the other options are. If you give me the chance to shoot fire and lightning from my hands, I'm going to take that option 100% of the time. I'll make myself useful by doing controlled burns in national and state parks, but I'm just in it for the fire. It's people like you that deserve these powers the most. There's no agenda other than fire itself, and that's a beautiful thing. Water is easily the best in my opinion. I'm not interested in fighting, but if I really had to, it's almost as good as the other ones, and against non-benders plenty good. The power to heal is such an insanely great utility power. Imagine if you took air then next week your friend fell down the stairs. You'd feel terrible. You aren't quite as mobile as air, but you are still mobile enough that you'd have endless fun with it. Earth gets a lot better once metal bending is discovered, but that was done by a bending prodigy when bending has been around for centuries, so it's safe to assume you couldn't metal bend. Fire seems useless. Fire, so I can light the candles on your cake. The element of surprise. Air, because airbenders all seem like pretty cool fun people, and as the here shows, a properly creative airbender is fucking terrifying when they want to be. Also flying. Earth, you can do some pretty cool shit with earth bending, plus I'm a Tremor fan, so earth was an instant pick for me, lol. Edit, I would also make earth spikes go up my enemy's butthole. Was that edit really necessary? I read this as if you were a bartender, and I thought to myself, an oddly specific question, but probably water. Fire, of course. Water, earth, and airbenders are all a bunch of betas that can only manipulate things that already exist. Firebenders can literally create fire like the alphas they are. Earthbender, create homes for the homeless. Water, for its healing properties. Waterbender, probably be a healer. Using your power for good. How disgusting. Earthbending for me. Why buy a house when you can make forts with a couple of stomps? Fire, lock up some fucking earthbenders. Water, as it is very versatile, bloodbending, healing properties, and the ability to take moisture out of the air to drink water lol. Waterbending. Why? You can force choke people with your pee stream. All these people acting like picking water makes you a bloodbender, like being able to walk means you can run a 3-minute mile. Thank you. So many people here assuming they'd be on level with the main characters. Yeah, say goodbye to all air pollution. Everyone's talking about world domination and manipulation of people, and then there's this nice wholesome comment. You go. Water. I love the water, and I fear airplanes, so I could travel for free across the world. Plus, I could stay dry in the rain, keep homeless people dry. I could wash my fucking laundry in the middle of my room instead of lugging baskets downstairs. I could even give myself a quick wash if I get too sweaty, or if my hair is on its 3rd day, but I no wanna wash it. And I could learn bloodbending. Blot clot. Never heard of her. The laundry application made me realize how useful it would be to do water changes in my aquariums. The water bending travel would be a bit much assuming you're only using yourself and water. If you tried to cross the Atlantic and went 150 miles per hour, you would be alone with nothing but water as far as you can see for an entire day straight. Waterbend. I live in British Columbia and the winter can get pretty rough. I'd probably seek out a full-time/seasonal job bending the ice and snow off of the side streets where city workers conveniently leave out until it gets too packed down to be properly shoveled. I would then work for whoever needed help, like a superhero of sorts, but a paid one. On my off days, I'd probably be practicing moves, messing around with water to ice combos. Maybe if I had the ability, I would heal too. You have basically the pick of any 4 superpowers and decide to be a snowplow. Definitely Earth. Someone annoying you? Build a rock wall. Can't see over the crowd at a concert? Build a rock chair. Late to work? Flatten it. Water to make alcohol, to power my fuel cells. I'm the other kind of bender. Air, hands down. There is oxygen in everything. You can to a lesser degree still bend fire and water by bending the air in it and around it, not to mention taking it out of things during combat. Fire is cool and my runner-up, but I feel air is too versatile to give up. Water has too much relying on it. If I'm pulling water, then that means somewhere is losing it. Let's say I want a massive snowstorm in my town, so I make one by forcing a cloud and making it snow. That means somewhere else is either losing water or not getting the water that was en route to them originally. Same with streams. Altering ecosystems is too touch and I don't want to be responsible for that. Kinda the same for Earth. Fire. I like fire. Fire because I live in California. As a Brit, this question essentially means, if you were gay, what superpower would you pick and why? I wanna be the gender bender. I can't bend because white guys can't dance. Earth easy mode. Air too weak, water boring, fire rarely used. With Earth I can make sparks to make a fire. I can fly by sitting on a rock and levitating it. I can make instant shelter. I can make instant huge walls to block people from anything. King of the terrain. I can float water to myself in a rock cup. I can create a hydraulic rock air pump to shoot air. Plus I can metal bend skyscrapers and cities into oblivion. And make earth spikes fly up your enemies' buttholes. The Fifth Element. Mila Jovovich.